Welcome back to this modern house tutorial. This one is mainly built out of birch planks and quartz blocks, so be sure to gather those materials, and if you ever get confused, don't forget to look at these images coming up on the screen now, and we'll get into the tutorial right after these images go by. So now what we need to start is we need to do our quartz. We need to build across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need to get wood. We need to do 1, 2, 3, just like that in the ground. Then we need to build more with our wood, and we need to build 1, 2, 3, just like that. Then we need to build wood, and we need to build across 2, just like that. Then we need to build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like that. Then we need to come across here, and we need to build an additional 2 blocks, just like that. Then we need to get ourselves our grass, and we need to place 2 blocks of grass. Then we need to build 2 blocks of quartz, 2 blocks of grass, 2 blocks of quartz, 2 blocks of grass, and finally 2 blocks of quartz. Now that that is done, we now need to get ourselves our birch and then just destroy that and place some wood in there. Now that that is done, we now need to continue on, and we need to come over to this area right here. We're going to build across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like that. Then what we need to do now is we need to get our black stained glass and build across here, 1, 2, 3, and build all the way across to the edge like that. Then along here, we need to build 1, 2, 3, just like that. Then now, along here, we need to add 2 blocks, 1, 2. Then we need to get ourselves some blue stained glass, but not just yet. We're going to first add ourselves 5 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Then on the 6th block, we're going to build up twice. So 1, 2. Then last here, we're going to add ourselves a layer of blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what we now need to do is we need to get ourselves some light blue stained glass blocks. So light blue blocks. Then we're going to use that, and we're going to build across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. And then what we're going to continue to do is we're going to use our quartz, and we're going to build up 2 blocks here. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, just like that. There we go. And then now that that is done, we're now on this layer right here. We're going to add ourselves some black stained glass. There we go. And then essentially what we need to do now is we need to continue on with the design. So on the edge here, we're going to add ourselves 3 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, just like that. Then extending it back, we're going to add ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And add ourselves some more blocks here. There we go. Just like that. And we're going to add ourselves 2 more here. Like that. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to add ourselves some more black stained glass panes, just like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue building. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on this side here because it's just going to be easier. So along here, we're going to count for 18 blocks. So 1, 2, 3. In fact, let's just first do the first bit. So along here, from this point to the end, it needs to be 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Then coming across here, we're going to build up 1. Okay, and then we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 blocks and then 4 along here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And it should be 5 along here. Then extend out the black stained glass panes. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. Then along the bottom, what we need to do is we need to make sure that this in total is 18 blocks. So coming from here, we just need to basically add 10. So essentially it's counting this one. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think. So let me just double check that. It should be 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Like that. Then we need to build this all the way up. Like this. There we go. There we go. I like that. Now that is done, what we now need to do is we now need to build the front part again, or this part again. So we now need to add ourselves some grass. So in this area, we're just going to add 2 blocks of grass like this. There we go. And then what we now need to do is we need to get ourselves our quartz, and we're going to get ourselves the quartz. And we're going to come across here again. We're going to build up 4 blocks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to continue on all the way to the edge, like that. There we go, just like that. And then now, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with the design, making sure everything's all legit. So we just need to, of course, add this area in here, this area in here, and of course the front part of the design. So now what we need to do is we need to continue on with our design. And we now need to essentially, so now essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quartz. I'm going to build across the edge here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Then we're going to do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Now that that's done, we're going to once again build across 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to continue on with our quartz design. So when we come to the edge here, we're going to add ourselves more quartz. So add yourselves a layer of quartz along here. Then we need to add ourselves a slab. So we're going to get ourselves a slab just like this. And we're going to put a slab here. Just like that. And then we're going to get ourselves the birch planks. And we're going to add ourselves the birch planks like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place some more slabs here. So slabs here. And then we're going to place some more blocks in the middle, just like this. So now that that's done, essentially what we need to continue to do is we need to continue on with our design over here. So add yourself some quartz here and on the other side here, just like that. And then now that that is done, we're going to add ourselves our black stained glass pane along the edge here and along the edge here. Now that that is done, we need to continue on with the design. Let's get ourselves some quartz stairs. So we're going to get ourselves some quartz stairs. And we're going to build up 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then 2 here. So we basically just build up until it gets to that point there. Then we're going to use ourselves a block of quartz and build up 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to build all the way across the edge like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to continue on the design. So we're going to count 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 7th one, we're going to build up by 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to build across. And it should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like that. If it is perfect, which it should be. So now we continue on with this design. So essentially what we need to do here. So essentially what we need to do is we need to get our birch wood and we need to come behind this place right now. And so lining it up with this, we need to build down 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then here 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. There we go. And then of course, we're going to add some more here. And then of course, we're going to add 2 doors here, which is what we need to do. But before we do that, we need to come over to here. And then we need to add some wood on the edges here like that. And then we come over the edges here like this. Didn't mean to destroy that block. But basically on the edges, we come across here and place wood in the corner. So like that. I don't know if that made sense, but it's basically on the edges, on the sides. And then we need to add ourselves light stained blue glass panes. So light blue stained glass panes inside there. Then what we need to do is we now need to, of course, just destroy these 2 blocks, add a layer of quartz just like that. There we go. And then we need to add ourselves a layer of quartz just like this. There we go. And then what we need to do now is we need to continue on. We need to extend out this design. So along the edge inside here, what we're going to do is we're going to add ourselves a layer of quartz just like this. Then add ourselves another layer of quartz underneath like this. There we go. And then there we continue on. Now we need to add ourselves the doors, of course. That's good. And then, of course, what we need to do now is we need to make sure that we add ourselves the blocks of quartz like this. There we go. And then, of course, in the inside area here, we're destroying this. And then we're adding ourselves quartz. like this. There we go. And then we're adding ourselves some water. There we go. And then we're going to add ourselves the water. There we go. Really nice shader pack. I don't even know what mod this is. I think it's Chiopacic. I don't know. Chiopacic 13 V8 Ultra. Yeah. And then if you want to continue on, we get ourselves the grass. And then we continue on in this middle bit here. So just place grass in this area like this. Like this. And then essentially we get ourselves some slabs. Some birch slabs. And then what we need to do is we need to do 1 slabs, then some blocks. Then we need to do 3 here. Then we need to do 4 here like that. There we go. And then there we go. We just need to basically actually place wood here. So when it comes to the doors, we're going to place there like that. So we need to continue on with the design. Coming to the top here, we're going to add this like that. Then we're going to continue on here. We're going to add this all the way to the edge. Like that. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to add ourselves a piece of birch wood here on the edge. Well, not a piece. 3 blocks of birch wood. Just like that. Then now that that is done, we're going to go across the back here and add 9 blocks. Well, including this one, it's 9. So it's going to be 1. Well, it's going to be 2, 3. No. 1, counting 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. I could have just linked it up like that. That's so foolish of me. And then in the middle here, we're going to just connect this across like that. And then what we now need to do is we need to connect this up with quartz. So just place quartz in the middle here. Just like that. There we go. There we go. Just like that. Now that's all done. We now need to, of course, not extend the wall, but just build this same thing we built on the back and the front. So build this up. Connect it across just all the way. And make sure it's the same length like that. Then connect it up. There we go. Now that's connected up. We now need to make sure that this area here is right. So connect this up by the top. Then across the top, just make sure it's filled in with quartz. So now that that is done, we need to get ourselves some birch planks, and then we need to get ourselves some birch planks and just fill in this entire area. Just fill in this entire area because it's just much more easier than counting the blocks. Then once that's done, in the middle, you just need to cut out an area for where the doors are going to be, which is either 1 door or 2 doors. It's up to you. So I would say 2 doors. Then now we need to essentially come around to the back here, add yourself a glass stained pane, add it all the way, just connect it across. Now that is done, that is the majority of the house done, because pretty much the back and sides areas are just pretty simple. So when we come around to the back, what we want to do is essentially along the bottom here, we just want to add a layer of 2 quartz blocks. So just do that along the bottom here. Just like that. So there we go. And essentially what we need to do now is along here, along this area here, we just need to add ourselves quartz. These bats are seriously frustrating, man. So along quartz, just add it along this floor. Just make sure you're completely filled in. So now that that is done, we now need to continue on with the birch planks like this. So 1, 2, 3. Then we need to continue on, leave 4 spaces, then add 2 here, 1, and then 2, just like that. Then add 4 more spaces and add 1 and a second one like that. You can always refer to the images. Go back to the start of the video if you find it difficult, because those images will help you a lot. They are what I use to build these buildings. So if you're ever struggling, just remember that you can do that as well. So now use the quartz to join across the top here. Then across the top here, just add yourself some quartz. Then along here, add yourself the quartz like this. Like that. There we go. And continue on like this. There we go. And then continue that on like that. Then what we now need to do is we now need to add ourselves some doors. And we now need to place the doors here. Then we now need to finally get ourselves the glass. Get yourself some glass and then place some glass like this. There we go. And just like that. And then we need to place ourselves some glass like that. There we go. There we go. And then we need to go like that. There we go. Place some glass like this. Okay, no, some quartz like that. Not quartz, it was birch, but you saw what I did. Sorry. Then we need to get ourselves some stairs on the back here. Destroy these 2 blocks. Place stairs in between them. Then for the final area, all we need to do now is just go around the edge with light blue stained glass like this. There we go. And just build across the top because it's going to be easier. Just go around the edge like that. There we go. And then just continuing around. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Continuing around. There we go. Continuing around. Continuing around. It's very hard to do. There we go. Now that that is done, now that that is completely done, all we need to do is nothing more because the build is done. But of course, if you want to add the specific details, stick around because this is where it really comes to life. So on the edge here, what we want to do is we want to add one fence, another fence, and then what we want to add is not actually on the edge, not touching, but one here, one here. Then we want to add ourselves the leaves. Then we want to use the leaves and just build 2 blocks just like this. And 2 like here. And then what we want to do, of course, here is the same thing. So here we can just add 1, add 1, add 1. Then add 2 like that. Then get yourself some bone meal. Bone meal the area. Then, of course, get yourself some birch wooden planks. So birch. Get yourself some stairs and some slabs. Then add yourself some sunbeds. So starting from the edge, sunbed 1, sunbed 2, sunbed 3. And then, of course, get yourself some flower pots. And then whatever flower pot you want. And then add 3 here. And there we are. And then that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final house. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And of course, oh my god, I forgot. Add some doors here. Yes, of course, doors, because those are needed. So that is the final house. Yeah, just pretty much done. And I'll see you guys in the next amazing video.